if you would like ice cream, you just ask them. They'll take care of you.
See, just
okay. Okay, and we got wings coming too. So
just letting people in on the behind the scenes. Here.
Yeah, and we got
Shady's.
merch, $24 for a hat or a shirt. Great
Access
deal.
to.
Oh, sorry. Access.
Are
we live? Yes,
we are live. Access.
We do not have merch.
Access
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, sir. This is a Wendy's.
No, sir. We have access to such things.
That's
what's
right.
going on here. Anyway,
thank you, bro.
You wanna go live? You ready to go?
I am
As ready as we'll ever be?
my Garner crew though is repping now, so you better hurry.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, because I'm gonna lose you to distraction. I might just get Nick Stevens to hang out in your chair.
It might be a better call.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, all right, let's go ahead. We'll do it live.
I will do that.
Let's podcast alongside Joe Giglio. I'm Joe Ovies. It is just past 4 o'clock today. We are not inside Eford Studios. We are at Shady's, thanks to our friends at Whitaker and Hamer. And when we go live on Thursdays, it's all thanks to our friends at the Butcher's Market. Go check them out online, thebutchersmarkets.com. We're here because of OG Light. You can go to the Butcher's Market. I'm fairly certain the Lake Boone location and the Raleigh location on Falls and Millbrook will have a couple of cases of OG Light in cans. But if you want to get a freshly tapped keg of OG Light, like some people in your Garner crew have already done.
That's right.
Head on over here to Shady's in downtown Garner. We're hanging out. We're doing a normal show, but then we're going to be hanging out. I know that some people just can't make it during the live recording. No big deal, but we're going to be hanging out with the beer. We got 2 roosters. Here's how it works. The 2 roosters, our flavor, and we also have a bonus Mike and Shane flavor as well.
I don't know the official flavor, so you just have to say not our flavor.
Not our flavor.
Yeah. We are allowed to promote free ice cream.
We have free ice cream. We will also have free wings.
Yes, from our friends
at Wings Over.
Yeah.
The beer is not free.
No, we cannot legally do that in the state of North Carolina.
No, cannot do that. So come on by. And again, when it comes to OG Light, you can buy OG Light at the Butcher's Market. And again, we're here at Shady's thanks to our friends at Whitaker and Hamer. Nick Stevens is going to drop on by, an expert, a longtime expert in all things high school sports. He's got a new newsletter. We're going to talk to him about what's going on with Teddy Bridgewater and how dumb all that stuff is with him trying to, make his team function like normally, which is a huge problem with high school athletics and budgeting.
Are they going to suspend every math teacher in the state of North Carolina? Every elementary school teacher well? I know it was Florida. It wasn't North Carolina. I should point that out.
And I guess if you gamble here in the state of North Carolina, you're helping the children.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
that tennis bet this morning, the exacta. What was the second set outcome? Wasn't for me.
Did it for the children.
No.
Did it for high school.
Get them an extra stapler. Do they even have staplers in classrooms anymore?
I think so.
Are they not a danger?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. But in the meantime, we're going to be at ACC kickoff next week.
We are. We have actual content next week.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Not the summer nonsense.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
Coaching searches?
Yesterday's episode pushed a lot of buttons for some people.
Yeah.
You know how the traumatic losses.
That's why we do them.
You thought the traumatic losses was a deal? Those coaching searches, there are some people who reached out to me why you got to do that to me? Why?
To illustrate some points.
But also
and to also get you to think about what could have been.
Hey, how about this point? You're no longer in a situation, as we just saw with Will Wade, where people are scared to take a job.
Yeah.
They were flat out scared to take that job in previous iterations because of Mike Krzyzewski and Roy Williams. Well, guess what?
We've had
they ain't there anymore.
You're right, though. We've had some reaction to that. But yeah, we're going to be at ACC kickoff next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're doing the full run this time. I know we're scheduled to talk to Director of Officials Al Riveron. That'll be a fun conversation.
Have a meeting on this one? Or?
We'll see what else.
Okay.
We are efforting.
Our guy Bill O'Brien's coming through for us.
He will come through for us.
Dave Doran's coming through for us.
He is coming through. Manny Diaz is going to make some time for us as well. We'll see about Bill Belichick. Do we have odds? Do we have DraftKings odds on whether or not Bill Belichick will do Radio Row?
Only for the children. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see if I can effort those.
See if you can find some odds on that. Now, the reason why I bring up ACC kickoff, that's next week. It's talking season. Talking season officially got underway this week with SEC Media Days. And I'm going to ask you a question. What has come out of SEC Media Days? What has gotten on your radar? What has broken contain for SEC Media Days?
An ESPN analyst theorized that another ESPN analyst could come out of retirement. That's all I've gotten out of whatever it was, however many days. Now, I don't consume it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not lining up. I'm not a Missouri fan. I'm not a Georgia fan. I'm sure if I was, I would be interested in whatever Kirby Smart's thoughts are on whatever.
But they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So I've paid a little bit of attention. Your answer is the right answer. The only thing that's really come out of SEC Media Days was Greg McElroy talking to another show that he's heard that Nick Saban would be interested in coming back to coach. Now, he didn't say where, he didn't say what level. And then for context purposes, Greg McElroy goes on with On 3. He's with an On 3 show called The Hard Count with J.D. Pickle. And McElroy walks it back.
You mentioned the possibility of Saban coming back, and people ran with it and said, he's coming back. He's this, he's that. And so, like,
this is insane.
I was stoked because I was like, oh, we got Greg on the show tomorrow. Like, I'm going to let him say what he wants to say. So, just I want you to say whatever you want to say about that and have it just out for the people to hear.
You know, first of all, I don't think he's coming back, so we'll start with that.
Right.
Like, I don't see that as a likely possibility at all. I think he's fully content doing what he's doing. He gets a taste of football 3 hours a week on game day. I think he's still in the game, but he's very involved with Nick's Kids Foundation, which he cares greatly about. He loves playing golf. So I don't think he's coming back. We'll start with that. There are people, though, that think that if the right situation came about, you know, I mean, hypothetically speaking, Andy Reid retires and they want Nick Saban for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, how do you not take that call? You know,
it's a good deal. Pat Mahomes, your quarterback. Like,
I'd listen to that.
It's a furnished apartment.
So, like, that's basically what they said. They're like, you know what? Hey, don't rule it out, I guess is kind of how they phrased it. And people I trust and people I respect. And I'm like, I don't really buy it. I mean, I got to be honest with you, I don't really buy it. But you know who I'll ask? I'll ask Feinbaum. Like, I'll see if he's heard anything because he's super connected and knows a lot of those same people and see if he's hearing some of the same stuff. So we're on the show yesterday with Paul. I'm like, Paul, like, I wouldn't even ask this question if it didn't come from a place that has been pretty reliable for me in the past. But, you know, they're kind of telling me don't rule out the possibility of coach getting back on the sideline. Like, have you heard anything like that? And all it is like people in the know, you know, tell Greg McElroy Saban's open to returning to the sideline. Like, no, I didn't say that. I'm not trying to get up. I saw people like writing articles like most likely landing spots for coach. It's like, what are we doing?
That's called aggregation in the year of our Lord 2025. So,
I mean, I get he's a quarterback, and he's actually like one of the smarter ones. He graduated, did the whole thing, and you know, has like a business degree and whatever. I mean, talk about being an idiot in 2025. You work for ESPN. You don't know how any of this works. Like,
you know,
you're sitting here going,
contain. I can't believe this happened.
All I said was, he's interested.
Right.
What did you think?
What did you think was going to happen?
Like, do you know how starving the SEC is? Because
it's not just the SEC. I'm talking specifically about his own freaking school. Because
Alabama.
Speaking of Paul Feinbaum, Kalen DeBoer is already on the hot seat.
They're going to lose to Florida State in the opener, and I can't wait.
So, you know,
if
you don't think that Nick Saban is like floating around like in a, you know, like we discussed with Roy Williams, like, well, you know, what's Roy Williams' involvement with what's going on with Carolina?
They moved Dean Smith to the basement.
What's going on here? So this idea that you wouldn't know how this was going to be taken is comical to me.
Yeah.
But it also kind of shows you where the SEC is right now in talking season, is that it's all kind of tired. Like, Greg Sankey, the commissioner for the SEC, is out here talking like there's a lot of talk of Super League. Well, welcome to one. Like, you know, he workshopped that one. He had some other lines that he thought were like real zingers.
True bars.
Only Eli Drinkwitz could top him on the cringe today.
Eli had his Shane Gillis hat on today.
He really did. Here's our guy. Where do I have it? Yeah, here it is. Here's Eli Drinkwitz opening things up for his SEC Media Day press conference.
With that, I know there's a lot of burning questions in this room by the 14 of y'all that showed up. But just as
right there, he thought he was going to get at least a chuckle. The 14 of you that showed up.
Yeah, if there's only 14 there, then you can't get the laugh track.
No,
man.
I mean, is there any difference between Missouri football at a conference media day and Biff when he was at UNC Charlotte and he called out like there was only one guy there? That's not a good sign for Trick, man, if you're just making cracks about 14 people being there.
a reminder, I'm not going to answer any questions about the Epstein files, whether about the radiation belt and whether or not it was possible for Lee Harvey Oswald to get 3 shots off in 7 seconds. I don't have time to answer all those questions.
Again,
you went all conspiracies there.
You're right. He definitely watched the ESPYs last night.
Yeah.
We'll get to the ESPYs in Hey Joe. So anyway, that's what's going on at SEC Media Days. They're talking about their schedule. Nobody plays a tougher schedule than us. We don't need to go to 9 games. The 8 games is hard enough. You play it's all the tired tropes that I think most people are over. They need something new. They're not getting anything new. That's why the Nick Saban thing came up. But what I found interesting is that the very idea that Nick Saban coming back to coach football in any capacity in what would be age 75 kind of ties in with Bill Belichick this week. Bill Belichick's had a week. Speaking of Shane,
he got roasted a little bit.
Speaking of Shane Gillis, right? So Robert Kraft was on with Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. It's like Guys Being Dudes or the Dudes on Dudes podcast, whatever it's called, right?
Yeah. 2 dudes or?
Yes, Dudes on Dudes podcast. This is aggregated by Mike Florio over at ProFootballTalk.com. And he has what I thought was actually complimentary of Bill Belichick, given some of the reports about Robert Kraft, the Atlanta job, and how those two have had a falling out. And he was talking about Bill Belichick, and he said the one that got questioned the most was in 1999. I gave up a number 1 draft pick for a coach that only won a little over 40% of his games to get him out. I don't know if there are any Jets fans here. I think getting Bill Belichick to come to the Patriots in 1999 was the biggest risk, and I got hammered in the Boston media, but he was with us for 24 years, and we did okay. How would you take that quote?
If I'm Belichick, I take it as you're misremembering, because it was a coup for them to get Belichick and keep him away from the Jets.
But Bill Belichick didn't want to be with the Jets.
Well, we didn't know that. He had the one day with the Jets. He had the introductory press conference.
Yeah, and then he realized how bad it was, and he wrote it on a napkin. I'm out. So, let's not misremember how he didn't really want to be the Jets coach either, all things considered. So Belichick decides to break silence because Bill doesn't really do a lot of talk.
Now you got to be careful here. These are statements.
He gave a statement
that are issued, that are written up, by people like me.
He
wasn't talking off the cuff here.
He gave a statement to ESPN. I don't know why he felt the need to give a statement to ESPN based on a podcast appearance by Robert Kraft, but he said that was the case. He's like, no, I took the risk, he said. Quote, I had been warned by multiple previous Patriots coaches, as well as other members of the NFL.
Bill Parcells.
Yeah, as well as other members of other NFL organizations in the media, that the New England job was going to come with many internal obstacles. I made it clear that he would have to change the way the team was managed to regain previously attained success. So he's like, no. I took the risk. Well, can we just say that the whole thing was a risk? Him taking the job, giving up a number 1 pick, the fact that they drafted Tom Brady and eventually had to go to Tom Brady, which is really the secret sauce to all of this, if you think about it.
Yeah, but they didn't really draft Tom Brady. That was one of the all-time luck into situations.
But this gets to the key point.
They passed on him 5 times too, don't forget.
This gets to the key point. It kind of ties into Shane Gillis's bits last night on the ESPYs. Between Saban and Belichick, what more do they have to prove? What more do they have to prove?
They're all terrified that they're Bear Bryant, that the second they retire, they're going to die. There was a whole generation of coaches like that. And now that these two are seemingly out of it, what are they looking for? Right? Like, how do you replicate? You hear this from players all the time. Like, I don't really miss playing, but I miss being in the locker room.
I miss the action.
I miss being on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I miss,
And I guess the camaraderie of being on a TV set is not the same as being in a locker room and being there in the trenches and all that kind of stuff.
Especially when you think you could still do it. I think that's the key part of it. Like, Saban left, they made the championship with arguably his least talented roster. Right. Or they made the playoff with his least talented roster. So he thinks he could still do it. Belichick obviously wants to be in the NFL to break Shula's record, but he also thinks he could still do it.
But what more do you have left? That's the thing. And that's the thing that.
But what else? It's not what do you have left. It's what else do you have? What is your fulfillment? Your 24-year-old girlfriend going to Carolina and getting your kids a bunch of money. I mean, they did do that. He did do that.
There is the thought, and I was referencing the Shane Gillis thing where he made a joke about him and Jordan Hudson and stuff like that. What was it, like a bookie? It's like what he reads to Jordan Hudson at night, and all those kind of things. And the part that I thought was funny was when he says, he's a 73-year-old guy with a hot 24-year-old girlfriend. I thought this was America last time I checked. Like, who wouldn't want that, right? But it shows you that there's a certain subset of coaches that cannot give it up, or they're constantly looking to have the reassured nature of success. That's why this Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick thing cracks me up. You have two incredibly rich, successful individuals who are still sniping at each other over who gets the credit for what. And people say
they're
women
both trying to get into the Hall of Fame too. Not that both should be in.
And people say women are too emotional to run things. And we got two grown-ass men highly emotional over who gets credit for multiple Super Bowls.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's comical to me. And what are you like, why are you still doing this? You should just be able to retire and go. I mean, maybe I'm wired differently, but the minute I know I can retire, I'm out, man. Like I've pretty much checked a lot of boxes off in terms of the career. I'm done when it's time to be done.
But that's also, you have enjoyment in other things.
I guess they have
going to state parks, doing things, spending time with your actual family. Like, here's Bill finally coming around to at least wanting to spend some time with his family.
Now, meanwhile, in terms of Bill Belichick, I said he's had a week. Now, this one, I'm bringing this up not to get on Grant Hughes of 24/7, because Grant's been taking some strays here lately. But this is the thing that I find kind of interesting. So Grant tweets this out. UNC flips top 24/7 four-star safety Jacob Weatherspoon from the Ohio State. He'll have 7 four-star commits in 2026 and lead the Power Four with 33 commits. This is the kicker. With the media focused elsewhere, Bill Belichick and company have been hitting the trail as hard as anyone with the chef emoji. Now, I'm going to assume that with media focused elsewhere, that is Grant taking a not so subtle shot at the obsession over Jordan Hudson and the relationship, talking about Pablo Torre. Heck, he could be talking about us for all we know. But here's my question. Can you name for me a North Carolina head football coach who has sucked at recruiting?
No.
That didn't get top talent, out of the state of North Carolina. I can only think of one. And there's a big reason why he ended up getting fired, because he pissed off high school coaches in the area.
I was going to say, but that was at the end.
That was
for Larry Fedora.
At the end with Larry Fedora, things had atrophied, and Mac had to come back and repair those relationships. And they welcomed him with open arms. Okay, this is something that Nick Stevens can help us talk about here in a second. But I'm really at a loss as to why I'm supposed to get all worked up over the fact that Bill Belichick is doing something that just about any North Carolina football coach has done as long as I've been here. Whether it's Mac Brown 1, Mac Brown 2, John Bunting, Butch Davis, and at the beginning, Larry Fedora. So what am I missing here? What am I supposed to be excited about? Like, congrats, you're doing the basic thing at North Carolina?
You're supposed to be excited that Bill Belichick's building a roster for year number 2. So after he goes 8-4 this year, and he can go 10-2 next year and make the playoff.
And I'm supposed to assume that all that roster is still going to be there.
Oh, yeah. That's how college football recruiting works.
Portals, they're building.
Yeah, you commit in July, and all of those players show up in February. That's how it definitely works.
Fair enough.
Are you kidding?
You're right. No,
you want to go through some of the greatest hits here? This isn't even like of yesteryear.
What's that?
Here are the all-time top-rated recruits at North Carolina.
Yeah.
Number 1, Marvin Austin. I think we know how that ended.
Yep.
Number 2, Zach Rice.
Yeah.
Still on the team.
Yeah.
Only one. Travis Shaw. He's in a Texas uniform. Dante Moss. Oh, boy. There's a 30 for 30. My guy, Tony Grimes, who's on like his 8th team in 3 years.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Silva. These are all 5-star guys.
5-star guys, right.
So Carolina's always gotten good players.
Yeah.
What do they do with them? I don't know.
Well,
what's Bill going to do with them?
That's ultimately what we're waiting for. So I think we're at the point now with things have kind of died down with Bill Belichick. The buzz.
They're 17th in the country right now with their 33 commits. And Nick can explain this better than I can. But part of recruiting rankings are based on the number of stars. They don't have any 5-star players. So
it's fine.
No, it's not. Because the true difference makers are the ones
overrated.
At the top of the class.
Don't you know those are overrated now?
You don't need a Holy Cross center. You need an actual NFL player.
Look, what I'm getting at here is that after the initial buzz of Bill Belichick being here, and once the talking points of 33rd NFL team kind of run dry, we're all just waiting to see if you can actually win some damn football games at UNC. Everything else is just dressing right now. Yeah. It's all superfluous. It's all stuff we know that other coaches at Carolina have been able to do. This idea that Bill Belichick's going to elevate North Carolina only comes in one form and one form only, and that is to win football games. He is not a force of nature personality-wise like Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is a one-of-one when it comes to getting people to talk about stuff.
No, Joe, he's opening the season with TCU, and they're going to win, and it's on Monday night.
Of course. Of course. So
it's going to be just like Deion.
All this stuff is pretty much status quo, in my opinion, for North Carolina football. The difference with Bill Belichick, the whole reason why you're paying him all this money is that you feel that he can actually do something that the previous coaches have been unable to do. Actually win some games of note to put you in the college football playoff. Can he do it? Hey, man, we'll see. It'll be a fun season. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out, especially for the content. Housekeeping. Thanks to Enovana. Check them out online at enovana.com. Green cleaning solution.
If you have mess inside your mansion or trash in your cabana, get it clean with Enovana.
Can we do some local housekeeping?
I'm like all
Ryan is here. I believe the wings are here
I
too.
can smell them.
I can smell. They smell unbelievable. I will let Ryan be your point person. Also, you're allowed to talk. I know we're fascinating, but if you guys would like in the audience to talk, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I mean, there is. I mean, we do have a Hey Joe segment later. We
yes,
we could do
absolutely.
We could do it live and local.
And also, if you're new and just walking in, the ice cream is behind the bar. You just have to ask for the ice cream. That's yours as well.
Ice cream's free. Wings are free. The beer is not.
Wait, we got access to merch, not real merch, but access to it. $24 American. You come up and let me know.
You have that access. Speaking of legal ways we can actually sell things, you can go to ogtrianglemediashop.com right now. We got the summer pop-up.
Legit.
That's legit. They'll ship it to you. Everything's kosher there. ogtrianglemediashop.com. We've got the Triangle Good 3 Towers shirt in comfort colors, the pocket tee. We've got the tank top versions as well. We brought back the Drunk OG. We, of course, have hats. We brought back the trucker hats with the patch on it. Upgraded patch, by the way.
Upgraded.
This patch
I did see the new one.
The stitching on this bad boy is fantastic.
Very nice.
So that's all available to you on the ogtrianglemediashop.com. Thanks to our friends at Bay 6. That wraps up Labor Day weekend. Once the shop wraps, it's going away into the vault.
I thought you were talking about today's program. I'm like, whoa, buddy.
No.
I don't think we're going to be here that long.
Yeah. We also
we'll be here long.
We'll be here long. We also got the Sports Podcast Festival, August 23rd at the Rialto. OG Light will be there. We might have access to more things there. More importantly,
I know there's a deal going on behind the scenes with 2 roosters.
Is there?
For the festival.
Is there?
And I was just explaining to our fine studio audience here that 2 roosters is a family-friendly operation. You know what I mean? But for the podcast festival, we will be able to make special milkshakes at the Rialto. We'll be able to combo platter some items. So I am looking forward to that, sir.
Even more reason for you to go to Longleaf or to go to the Rialto.com and buy your tickets today. Again, that's Rialto.com. We're going to be there. Split Zone Duo is going to be there. Big Screen Sports. We're going to hook up with Caroline Darnay here in the next couple of weeks to tell us what she's all about and what they're doing with that podcast. And it's just going to be a good time. And it'll be a good time based on what you're telling
you. We got all of our greatest hits for that day.
I'm excited about that. Definitely excited about that. Speaking of OG Light, like I mentioned, it's tapped here at Shady's here in Garner. Thanks to our friends at Whitaker and Hammer. It is available at Butcher's Market here soon at Lake Boone and the Millbrook Falls the News location.
And the Peace Street Market. We've upped our inside the beltline credibility by being at the Peace Street Market. So that's the home base for it. Go hit them up. I think it's $14 or $13 for the 4-pack.
For the 4-pack? Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of ITB, Longley Swine also has OG Light along with fantastic food. So
we're on the special menu. Did you notice that?
I know that.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like a secret code.
No.
Like coming here asking for the ice cream. I thought
it's
it was
on there. It's on there. So go to longleafswine.com. They have amazing brunch, great outdoor seating. I know it's kind of hot and gross outside. They do have indoor seating as well. And honestly, I haven't mentioned it in a long time, but I'm going to mention it now because my kids, when we were on our trip, they decided to go for a smash burger up in Canada.
Okay. How was it?
The kids both said it's not as good as Longleafs.
Not as good.
Not as good as Longleafs. So
understood.
The smash burger remains undefeated. Big thanks to our friends at Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Like I mentioned, it is gross outside right now. Mosquitoes are active. It's been raining like every day. That's going to breed mosquitoes. Have Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority handle it for you. So go to bugsbite.com. Speaking of heat, you need to stay cool. Moisture wicking, performance apparel. You need Rowback. You're rocking the Rowback right now.
I have my Rowback. Jonathan is here. He's got his custom Rowback with the flag. Speaking of access.
Very exciting. So go to rowback.com. Use our promo code OG20. Again, that's OG20 to save 20% off your order. And since we're in Garner, we're in the home base.
We are.
Matt Davis is not too far away.
I know, he's out of town.
Oh, he's
out
not
of
going
town.
to make it?
Yeah,
bummer,
I hit him
man.
up earlier in the week.
Bummer.
He was out of town, so we'll have to catch up with it. But you know who's still there? His crew. You give him a call. You save money on all of your insurance needs.
Let's do it. So go to insuregarner.com or call him directly at 919-779-8277. Again, that is Matt Davis, insuregarner.com. Well, hold on a second.
Oh,
it's all dark now. Hold on. Is that light on now? Now we're talking. Okay, Nick, I got your mic on. Nick Stevens is here. I'm doing this all live, folks. So
I thought you were going to have to turn me around.
Hold on a second. We're going to add you here.
Perfect.
Let me change the background. See, this is why
TV producer Joe Ovies.
This is why I edit things. This is why we record the podcast, and it makes it look super seamless. Anyway, what's up, man?
Oh, just trying to get this new job, feet underneath me.
Yeah.
Different perspective on high school sports than what I'm used to.
So it's Varsity NC is the newsletter.
That's what I'm doing on the side.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little side project.
Yeah.
To try and continue doing some of the storytelling and stuff that I enjoy about high school.
The good
sports.
parts. You mean you get to do the good parts.
And I don't have to worry about revenue and meetings, and
there's only one youth here, so you get to do the good parts and not worry about the bullshit.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. I forget we're allowed to curse or don't on this.
I'll do it for you. Don't worry.
And that it also kind of ties into what I'm doing full time now.
Yeah.
With National Amateur Sports, where we're trying to help make sure high school sports stay funded and sustainable in districts that we work with. So it's exciting to continue working with high school athletics, something that I'm passionate about.
So am I being, because I know how Carolina fans might take it. I'm just saying, like, congrats, Bill Belichick. You're doing well in recruiting as a North Carolina football coach. Like, the line starts over here with football coaches who have done well in recruiting, especially in the state of North Carolina. So what am I off base on this?
Well, obviously, welcome to the podcast. Now let me let you piss off all the UNC fans.
No, I'm not asking you to piss off the UNC fans. I'm trying to tell you. I'm asking you because you're way more.
Here, I'm gonna give you my take on recruiting.
Okay.
The stars and the rankings, I don't put much stock in.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you a number of kids who weren't ranked, who became very good players.
Yes.
Trying to think of
Butch Davis. Speaking of Carolina coaches, Butch Davis made a living.
Russell Wilson, Bradley Chubb,
Thayer Thomas,
not even ranked,
right? And made it to the NFL. So like, there's lots of examples like that. And now I'm not going to give examples of this one, but there are lots of kids who are 4 and 5 stars. I just read the list.
Don't worry.
There are lots of kids who are 4 and 5 stars who.
My boy Tony
you go
Grimes.
to a school and you never hear from again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you're covering these kids, I talk about this a lot with some of the guys that I've covered before who have made it big in the NFL, and they all say the same thing. Like, you watch a kid in high school who's ranked high, and you will there are things that you see that other kids don't have, right? Mm-hmm. And it becomes very obvious that they're going to be big time players.
Dexter Lawrence.
Correct. It was very clear that he was going to be a monster. There's a bunch of them. Braxton Berrios had that. Naheem Hines had that. Bryce Love had that, obviously, towards ACL.
Yeah.
But like, there's lots of guys. Todd Gurley. But then there are guys.
Todd Gurley was a dude.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he only played 2 years of varsity football, too. I might have to check that. But then there's guys who are ranked high, and you watch them, and you're like, you're not even dominating this high school game. How are you going to dominate in the SEC?
Yeah,
right.
And a lot of those rankings and stars are also, this is my conspiracy theory, products of what camps you go to, don't go to,
who offers you.
I'll just tell
Steve
you
Logan.
Steve Logan's favorite stories about Mac Brown back when he used to do radio with us. His go-to stories were always, football ends badly, and the fact that he would go to, as he called it, a tobacco shack out in the eastern part of the state.
We just lost Nick.
Oh, boys. It was unplugged. How was it unplugged? We're having all sorts of tech issues today.
See? I'm secretly kind of happy right now.
Because I'm dealing with the tech issues?
Yes.
All right, let me see. Oh, yeah, completely unplugged the camera. So you know what I'm going to do, Joe? I'm going to go ahead and
turn this one around.
Just turn that one around. And that way we can have it on Nick. Even though there's like terrible backlighting taking place right now, but it's whatever. Anyway, what I was going to say was Logan would always tell a story. He would go to some tobacco shack in the eastern part of the state. It was a 2-star recruit. And of course, Mac Brown would get wind that Steve Logan found some kid, and that suddenly that 2-star recruit would become a 3 or a 4.
Yep.
Like you said, it comes to the camps. So I think to wrap the conversation on Bill Belichick, all the things that you would expect to happen in North Carolina in terms of a recruiting bump or a football bump with a new coach are happening.
Sure.
But that could have been Satterfield for all we knew, right? This happens to be Bill Belichick, though. And I think it ultimately comes down to
That was a callback.
Right. I'm just saying, Satterfield could have probably done the same thing. And that's not why you got Bill Belichick, though. Recruiting should be taking care of itself. It's can you actually go out and win football games? That remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. I want to talk about some things that are going on locally in terms of high school sports. Am I to believe that if Joe makes a bet on
when Joe makes a
bet on Tippy Tapa with foreign basketball, it's actually helping the high school kids of North Carolina? Do I have that right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But
Okay.
maybe one day.
Okay. So what's going on here?
So there are 2 bills in the state legislature, one in the House, one in the Senate. They're identical. They have bipartisan support. And what they would do is they would take $11 million of tax revenue from sports betting here in North Carolina, and they would use that money to ensure that high school coaches and middle school coaches at public schools in North Carolina get at least $3,000 supplements to coach their sport. Right now, 77 districts in North Carolina have average coaching supplements below $3,000. So actually the smallest one I think was like just under $900. That was the average coaching supplement. So this bill would give money to make up the difference between what a coach makes that is below and $3,000. So if you're making $2,000 from your school district, the state would give $1,000 to get you to that $3,000 mark, with the hope that that encourages people to invest more in coaches' pay, which is a big problem here. We lose coaches to South Carolina all the time in the state.
Well, I always marvel at we're in Wake County and the resources just at the schools themselves, never mind for athletics. But you think about it. What must it look like at Tarboro? What must it look like at Albemarle? What must it look like at these other poorer counties, for the lack of a better term? And you're right. It's a talent drain. And we're not talking about a lot of money here, by the way. My dad was a high school coach. So you're talking about someone who's dedicating a lot of their time, and they do it for the extra. A lot of times they do it to get some of the extra pay to help out, to pay their own bills. So
well,
I'm all for donating my gambling money to my local, to the Garner Trojans.
And I think what people don't,
maybe even South Garner, I guess. I mean,
and Loney,
even though they have 2 D1 guys this year, South Garner football,
they always have at least 1 or 2. I feel like that are up
that's
there.
wild.
So I guess this ties into though something that you had wrote about with Teddy Bridgewater, and he's been making headlines because he got suspended because he's a high school coach down in Florida.
Sure.
And they accused him of impermissible benefits. And your overall,
I thought we were done with those.
Yeah, well, there is that.
This feels like an old NCAA.
We're gonna Marvin Austin.
So he gets hit with impermissible benefits, but if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure every teacher in every high school in America is doing impermissible benefits.
Buying extra supplies.
What am I missing here?
Yes, this happens at every school.
Yeah.
Pretty much every coach is doing this. Whether it's buying kids a meal because they don't have the resources to get them, which is a real thing in every school. There are kids who don't know where their next meal is coming from. There's taking them on recruiting trips. Making sure they can pay for team camp fees, making sure they have the team apparel that they need. Coaches are doing all of that stuff. So barring any sort of evidence that comes out of Florida that Teddy Bridgewater was doing that to recruit kids over or anything, this seems absurd to me.
But we're kind of burying the lead here.
Is that there's not enough money.
There's not enough money. Sports, I mean, between the fact that we got to siphon gambling money to get to that $3,000 threshold that you're referencing, and then now this with Teddy Bridgewater, and using the examples we have. I mean, what it comes down to is, and again, we can just discuss the headlines. I mean, I got the email from Enloe, and I know a lot of other parents have received this email from their schools or their counties saying, "Hey, look, all this funding that's supposed to go to us, that's been already earmarked for us, been approved, is now being withheld." And then people want to get mad at the schools for not having all the funding. I'm like, there's all sorts of cause and effect here.
Yeah.
And I think we're just kind of missing the larger picture here about public schools.
Well, yeah, well, and I'll just speak to the athletics part of it, because people, you'll hear the argument from a lot of people, hey, we don't have enough money for teachers and textbooks and all this other stuff, right?
Which
is
it's true.
It's a fair argument to make.
Yeah.
But investing in sports is not necessarily just, hey, we want to have a good football team to put on the field, right? Like the impact that high school sports has on kids is well documented.
Mhm.
There's plenty of actual evidence out there to support it. They have better grades. They have fewer disciplinary issues. I talked to the senator who introduced this bill in the Senate, Sophia Chitlick, who represents part of Durham County. And she talked about how Baltimore invested in their after-school sports programs to help the gun violence problem that they had in Baltimore. And they saw a huge difference after doing so. And there's lots of evidence out there about the impact that high school sports has. So you're investing in sports, yes, but the benefit is not we win more football games.
Right.
The benefit is there's all these other things. Kids are more likely to not only go to college, but graduate from college if they play high school sports. So, yeah, the funding is a big thing. And kind of circling back to the beginning, like in my new full-time job, that's what we're trying to help address, is making sure that the funding is there and creating that funding. If it's not coming from the local governments or the state government, how can we get it from the community? How can we help schools monetize the assets that they have? We're working with Wake County and Durham County and Johnston County here in this area to do that. And so, it's a problem. Funding is a problem across the board in high school sports, almost everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's worth putting money into because of the positive effects that it has way outside of sports. Way outside of sports.
I would argue too, especially in Florida where Bridgewater is a lot. Look at the participation rates in Florida in football.
Yeah.
Compared to the participation rates in North Carolina, right? Because they still believe in Florida, most of those communities believe that's their way out.
Yeah.
Is through football. And he's not saying he's going to be Sister Teresa or whatever, but like he's actually trying to help.
Right.
He just happens to have an NFL salary too.
Correct. And
to back it up and help. And like people trying to act like he was taking some sort of competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Like
people are pointing at the $100,000 number, which I don't even know if that's real, but that's the one that's been thrown out there. If you do the math, if you do a quick Google search on what his net worth is, and you look at $100,000, it's like 0.4% of what he's worth.
Yeah.
Coaches are probably spending more than 0.4% of what they make on kids in their programs.
Or any teachers, getting pencils.
Right.
And,
they just don't have millions of dollars from the NFL.
Brutal. All right. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about. We had our friend Steve Schwartz in studio. What, last month, 2 months ago now?
It was a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was quite the conversation about the current state of officiating
and referees
and I had seen recently where there's been an uptick in like ejections and like incidents that are taking place and things like that. It's a two-part question. Why do you think there's been an increase in?
You can do a whole podcast on this.
Why do you think there's been an increase in incidents? Number one. Number two, does the North Carolina High School Athletic Association understand what's facing them if people just don't want to officiate anymore?
Let me start with number two.
Okay.
The answer to that is yes.
Okay.
And that is not a North Carolina problem. That is a national problem.
It is actually on my list of things to ask Al Riveron about when we go to ACC kickoff, director of officiating for the ACC, in that, like, man, you can have all the cool command center video and everything you want, but like, what do you do when these old timers cycle off?
But think about it, like for the NFL, they can't even get 16 competent. I'm saying like the people to do the sky
like
judge,
top, right?
Like they cannot get 16 total people to do it.
Yeah.
Like that's how much of a premium.
Yeah.
It is in the sport.
Well, and yes, the NCHSA, they know that what the potential outlook is if they can't fix the problem, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that it's not a problem that they can necessarily just fix. Like, yes, like the officiating pay is something that has been discussed at every single board meeting I've covered for, I don't know, ever now, it seems like.
I mean, you've been covering these board meetings since you were in high school, so
it feels like it. so like that part, yes, they can address. They can do things like make schools have best practices to make the officials feel more welcome when they get there, and they are doing all of that.
Yeah.
The biggest issue that you hear from officials, and I know this, I was in Indianapolis a couple of years ago for the NFHS summit on behavior in sports. And there was a presentation given there on data from officials all over the country, not just here in North Carolina. And by far the number one issue was they're sick and tired of having to deal with the crazy parents who want to verbally assault them, and in some cases physically assault them over bad calls. And I think that is the issue that we've got to resolve. It's almost never the kids that are the problem. It's the adults. I don't know how you fix that. Like the NCHSA can't pass a rule to fix that.
Can you ban phones?
Well, the legislature could.
No, I'm just saying, like everybody's wrapped up in high school kids and whether or not there should be phones on campus. Sometimes I feel like they should be applied to the parents as well because they're trying to get their kids going viral and they're just as invested as anybody else.
And like, I don't know how you do this, but like somehow it's got to get through to people. Like high school officials are not professional officials. Now they act professionally. They're trained professionally.
Yes.
They hold themselves to a professional standard, but they all have actual jobs. Like they're getting paid not much money to go officiate a game.
Man, I've seen this at the youth hockey level. This is outside the purview of the North Carolina High School Athletic
They don't have hockey yet.
Well, I mean, they're trying. I mean, there's a group. This is a separate conversation. There's a group that's trying to get high school hockey to be like an actual thing. Now, there's politics in play with travel hockey and the travel organizations.
Number of ice rinks.
There's only so many. I mean, you want to talk about the most precious, the most precious commodity in the triangle is ice time at this point. Even the Canes have to the big Canes have to put their foot down and availability at Invisalign and things like that. But yeah, I mean, you see they're kids. Like they're kids. They're just like hockey. It's making a quick buck to do whatever. And man, I have seen some parents from some out-of-town teams just come in and just lose their minds over something that is a very low stakes hockey game. So to your point, it once again, not the kids are the problem. Usually it's the parents that are the problem.
Yeah. There's exceptions to that, but it usually starts in the stands.
It starts in the stands. And look, have I gotten worked up over a couple of things? Yes. I'm not acting like I don't get worked up about stuff.
If memory serves correct from that episode, Giglio got ejected. As a coach, right?
Yeah, I have been ejected. Yes.
Okay. See, I have not been ejected yet. I've been warned. I've been warned, but I've not been ejected.
I was also given 3 technicals, which to this day I say you can't get 3.
3 in one game?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, no, you can't. You can only get 2.
The limit.
That's what exactly.
All right, man. So we'll get you in the proper studio with some proper lighting here in the future. So best of luck, man, on that newsletter. People should go subscribe to it. And obviously, congrats on the new job. You actually get to focus on some positive things.
Yeah. And hey, just real quick, I know you've got a lot of audience in the media triangle area.
Yeah.
One of the things we're doing is the Wake County kickoff at Wake Med Soccer Park. It's Saturday, August. Is it the 22nd? I think is a Saturday. 23rd is a Saturday. It's Cary and Apex football game at Wake Med Soccer Park. Starting the regular season that night.
That's game number 100.
It is year 100.
Year 100.
We're still trying to get all the records together.
Okay.
But it's going to be a really cool event. Apex is doing their Hall of Fame night that night at the place. So if people are in the area and want to, Apex and Cary alumni, especially.
Let's go. Cary high till I die.
Love it.
We'll get Austin Herbert.
Help Wake County get some sports funding.
That works. Nick Stevens. All right, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.
Guys.
We are in Garner. You know what else is in Garner, Joe?
Our friends at Hometown Realty.
Our friends at Hometown Realty. We're gonna get like double the Joe here. Let me remove this as we move the cameras.
I don't think we need that.
double the Joe. Well, we already have double the Joe with you. I mean, we got triple Joe.
Yeah.
So
we don't need double Giglio.
Hometown Realty's here in Garner, but they can take care of your buying and selling needs all across the triangle and beyond in North Carolina. So hit them up, myhtr.com. We talked about interest rates and home inventory right now. And based on what our friends at Hometown Realty told us, things have kind of plateaued a little bit. Things might be a little stagnant right now because of the rates. People might be holding off for the rates to come down. Well, this is where
but the home prices aren't stagnating.
This is where the powers combine, right? So what you do is you just go ahead and say, look, if you got a house that you really want, you've had your eye on a house, now's the time to make the move. Do it and use our friends at Hometown Realty. They're going to put you in the best position to get that house. And then in the process of getting that house and you're worried about interest rates coming down in the next 6 months, actually, you don't have to worry about it if you go no closing cost with our friends at Miller Lending. Check them out online at millerlending.com/theog. That is our landing page. Call them directly at 919-447-3377, and you will get a Raleigh Wine Shop gift basket with all sorts of goodies, the food you eat in the car, not the wine. And that is what happens when you take it to close, when you tell them we sent you. But here's the thing about no closing costs. Gordon figured out a long time ago, rates are not static. The idea of giving a lender a bunch of money up front to lower a rate by 1/4 percentage point works for them, not necessarily you. Typically, it takes about 8 years to break even on those closing costs. On average, people will refinance about every 4 years because you refinancing has a variety of reasons to make to be the case. Whether it's the rates coming down, consolidating debt, it's time for a home remodel, you're going to refinance. And you're going to kick yourself because you paid a bunch of money up front to get a slightly lower rate that becomes obsolete. So don't pay those closing costs and contact our friends at millerlending.com/theog. Speaking of smart, all the money that you've saved by not paying closing costs, you know what you can do with your house? Get new blinds, get new shades.
Sometimes I don't know where you're going with these. I get a little. It's like
this is instant.
It's like a guess the ad.
This is instant upgrade, folks. Instant upgrade. So what you do? Go to Blooming Blinds. Call them directly at 919-980-9815. Chris and the crew are going to help you out. Whether it's something as simple as fixing blinds or getting
don't sleep
like
on the fixes now.
Oh yeah, fixing is key.
I mean, I know I'm still complaining 28 years later about the install. But that fix is important as well.
So hit them up, 919-980-9815. Jobs, small and large, they're going to be able to take care of it. And speaking of saving money, we have ways for you to save money with our friends at Happy and Hail. Use the promo code OG25 when you download the app.
Let's take a break. Let's take a hockey break. Brought to you by Happy and Hail.
Schedule came out yesterday for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Your favorite.
I love a schedule release. There was only one thing. There was only one thing that stuck out to me on the schedule release.
Okay,
and that was Dallas at Lenovo, January 6th. I cannot think of a better day for people to rise up and make their voice heard with Mikko Rantanen. What's on the Mikko Rantanen tribute video, by the way?
Oh, are they going to do one?
I mean,
they need to, right?
They have to, right? Good. Maybe it's just a compilation of Rod Brindamore talking about, Mikko's, we were good. We were good. Maybe that's what they do. What are you going to do on Jack Drury night?
My guy. When's he coming back?
Yeah.
There's going to be a big handshake. You know it.
Our guy Bennett was wondering if you're actually going to go to Drury night pantless because of your affinity for Jack Drury.
Hey, just because I am proud of myself for thinking like Tulsky and Rod doesn't mean I'm overzealous about my guy, Jack Drury. He's handsome. Went to Harvard. What is there not to like?
So I am going January 6th to that game in the Mikko Rantanen jersey, right?
Yes.
I'm going in that jersey, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. In the meantime,
good call.
Go to Happy and Hail. Use that promo code OG25. You can save 25% off your first order when you order online. Do it, folks. Save money and enjoy.
Do you need a beer?
I'm going to need a beer.
Yeah, I need a beer too.
We were not going another hour and 45 minutes today. Not after yesterday's extravaganza of coaching searches. Definitely not doing that.
It was a lot.
There was a lot yesterday. People have had.
What did I get? I got one wrong. The actual name of the Kansas AD wasn't Perkins. It was a different one.
Oh, the guy who Roy didn't like?
Correct. He did actually get fired.
Yes.
That guy did get fired, and then the other guy came in, and it just happened. It was just too late to salvage the situation.
Figured I'd get that out there. NC State moderator Miko's tribute video should just be him getting off the plane and then back on it. It's like the Abe Simpson meme where he goes into the restaurant, puts his hat on the hat rack, and then he puts the hat back on and he walks out.
It's the Aaron Rodgers instant karma of having at a 9/11 tribute tearing his Achilles 4 plays into this season.
From Mike, Giglio went full kicking and screaming on the refs.
I actually didn't this time, and I didn't even curse.
Really?
I have a very loud voice, and when you're in a gym that doesn't have a lot of people, or there's not a lot of people talking, you can hear my voice. And the referee did not like my protest to his call.
I see.
He missed a travel, and I said that is a travel, and he gave me a technical. And then when I tried to tell him, you teed me, I didn't swear at you. All I did was I was loud. You gave me a technical for being loud.
You went Jersey.
He gave me another technical.
Oh.
And then that's when I was like,
just go like full Jimmy V. Like, can I get ejected for thinking?
Can you give me a T for what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking you're a terrible referee. I think that's a terrible call. So yes, that's actually what had happened that time. Now there was another time where I did actually go out on the court and confront an official because it was a 10 through 13 league.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen some 13-year-olds compared to some 10-year-olds, and my best player happened to be a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And he was dribbling up the floor, little munchkin, and they were beating the piss out of the kid.
Dude,
so I went up and I was like, you got to protect him or I'm going to protect him.
You say the difference between 13 and 10 years old. Talk about 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
I witnessed that.
Even the 1 year.
I witnessed that last year, first game of Jacob's 13U hockey season. We're up in Hershey, and this team from North Pittsburgh shows up. They're all 14-year-old kids. I'm like, who are these grown-ass men?
Second.
What?
Why does my little baby have to play against him? Wasn't even my son. I mean, I'm
But
being honest.
You're being a good coach.
I was trying to be.
Andy, his tribute, Miko's tribute, should be showing Turbo again with Miko's name on the board. Wow. So many people, so bitter. Terrifying.
Oh, okay.
So, well.
Oh, okay.
I'm very much of the. Okay, how about this? Because Eric Holla has been the guy who usually gets the most crap.
Yes, I think he's been
Years
replaced.
later, he's been replaced.
I think he'll be
right?
replaced.
Okay, he's been replaced.
Even though I think Rod has tried to clear this up.
Well, with Miko or Holla?
Miko.
Yeah,
he's done his
best.
Tried.
He's done his best to do it.
He tried to say no, that's not real.
He's trying. Yeah, he's trying to do his thing. I don't know if that works out. Let's see what else we got here from the YouTube comment section. We got Jeannie just had the Butcher's Market steak and cheese.
Yes,
so good.
It's in the Hall of Fame. Home. It's in the OG Hall of Fame. Next summer we'll have an OG Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Our first inductions.
Yes.
No, we have to wait 5 years, I guess.
From James, Nick wanting to return after the House settlement is also interesting. It's
Saban,
also,
not Stevens.
Right. Yeah. Nick Saban, as we talked about at the beginning of the show. Well, we don't really know what's going on with All House because everybody wants to act like it's settled. It's not, especially when I just got the headline on my phone from the Washington Post that Trump is kicking around the idea of doing an executive order that puts a lot of like NIL earning rules in place. Okay. So I'm like, okay. Now,
if you make them employees, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes.
Give them contracts.
All right. Do you want to hit the OG sports phone? Yes.
Of course.
Yes, you do.
919-444-2211. Call the OG sports phone and curse or don't.
All right, this is to a 910.
You made it.
Hey guys, this is Bradley from Newington, and I'm calling about the War Machine show. And as a state fan, I knew what was coming, but, you know, like most state fans, we somehow all know a lot about Carolina and Duke teams, more than most Carolina and Duke fans do for some reason. But anyway, I do enjoy watching the history stuff. I'm glad y'all are doing it. But there is one thing that I like to talk about. He was talking about the Got Man and his business card ordeal. I remember the red and white game we were playing, and the band director said, "Hey, y'all need to watch out. Godfrey's going to be coming down on a cable over top of the band, and y'all just watch out." I said, all right then. Well, apparently it was either that day or the day before that the news broke that he'd been caught with some gal up underneath a tree at one of the holes at Monty Pool, and they weren't playing golf. But the look that he had on his face Like, everybody in the building knew. And he had this grin on his face. It was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life because everybody was just dying laughing about just Mark Godfrey's demeanor, about his extracurricular activities. But I would like to agree with Hayes on one thing. The state being in the Coastal, we would have been, under the new format of the ACC, or if we were in the Coastal, we would have been, it wouldn't have just been once or twice we'd have made ACC championship. Now, will we have won the ACC championship? Probably not. That record would have still been the same. But there's no arguing that under the new format, we would have, State had the second best team. We either upset Florida State or upset Clemson. One way or another, we'd have made it, whether we were in the Coastal Division or under the new format, more than once. I would say it would have probably been 3 times in the last 15 years. You can't say before they switched to divisions because, like it or not, we just couldn't beat Maryland. But like you did say, we always slipped up against Wake Forest. It wasn't Florida State that it was Florida State Clemson that kept us out. But the years we could have made it, it was damn Wake Forest. Anyway, guys, I guess I have to agree with both of you. But Ovies, he will have to take this. The Coastal was garbage. Like, Carolina, I don't even accept Carolina winning the Coastal. Like, they were just handing that award out to somebody who showed up with a football team, and it happened to be Carolina was the only one that showed up with a football team those years. Anyway, y'all, that was a good show, and I appreciate y'all doing the old stuff for us.
See, we missed it, man.
It's fine.
I literally I've never said that on any episode.
It's fine.
Twice I had to say. I wish.
No,
I really wish.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. All right, to a 919.
Hey guys, it's Matthew Clay. Calling about today's Mount Rushmore. I'm glad we can all agree that there are 4 options today's Mount Rushmore, not some 3-headed monster.
Oh wait, I think we already did that one from Matt. I think he had an update from that one. So let me go back to, I think it's this one.
Hey guys, Matt and Fuquay. Calling regarding the coaching searches discussion today. Reminded me of a form of NC State shit that happened in relation to both those searches combined. So as you all know, everybody hated Herb Sendek by the end of the 06 season, or at least a lot of people did, and they wanted someone different than him. And so, and as you may also remember, Sean Miller had left to become the assistant head coach under Thad Matta at Xavier, and he'd been the assistant there 1 or 2 years. He became the head coach before the 05 season. So they went, I think, like 15-9, or mediocre his first year, and then they went 21-11 his second year. And so Miller, when State when State was searching for a new coach to replace Herb, Miller still had the stank from Herb and had not done well enough at Xavier to be taken very seriously. He was discussed for that job among fans, and the overwhelming feeling is they needed a bigger fish. They needed something bigger than that. The next season they went 25-9, and then he went on a whirlwind after that, and basically raised himself to such a degree that he never would have taken the State job for the next time that the job opened up. And so, give it one more season. See, if Herb had left after the 07 season, Miller was right there waiting for them. But because that job opened up too early to get Sean at the right time, they missed out on the guy that definitely would have taken the job at that time. I think this is a form of NC State shit. Just another of many, many examples of wrong timing and just bad things happening or fortuitous things not happening when they could have. So, love the show, guys. Stay gorgeous. Stay handsome. Peace.
That's a good point from Matt as it relates to where Archie was at that time. Sean, I'm sorry, where Sean was at that time, and the aura around Herb Sendek. That's a very, very valid point.
Yes.
Let's see, to go to another 919.
Joe and Joe, just finished watching up your coaching searches that define the last 25 years at NC State, UNC, and Duke for a little bit. How a little Herb Sendek story. I myself, Cary boy, born and bred all my life, NC State fan all my life, and '02 from NC State. So when Herb headed out that fateful April, I was not on the bandwagon of who wanted to run him out on the rails. I was a person who was okay with Herb. Didn't hate him, wasn't a super duper fan, but he was able to do what he could do in the neighborhood he played in. And so I was fine with what he was doing. At the time, I had a grandmother who lived in Phoenix, Arizona. And she has a birthday in April. And my mother goes out to visit her mother, my grandmother. And who does she run into in the Phoenix, Arizona airport? None other than Herb himself. Now, she is a fan herself of NC State, but she's not born and bred in North Carolina. She was not a dyed-in-the-wool follower, but she is a fan because her son was a graduate, and her husband, ex-husband, was also a born and bred NC State person. So she was a fan, but she was not into the controversies and all the goings-ons and machinations of Herb's leaving. So she goes right up to Herb at the airport and says, my son, he's a big NC State fan. He's an alumni of NC State. He loves NC State, and he would love to get your autograph. Can I get your autograph? And Herb, as my mom tells me, went ahead, smiled, and says, oh, thank you so much, and wrote his autograph down on the piece of paper or napkin that she had with her at the airport. I will bet dollar to dollar that I am the last person to have Herb Sendek's signature for an NC State fan and or alumni. That's my Herb Sendek story. Guys, you're doing a great job this summer, having some fun with all these different stories of Triangle Good, and hopefully NC State will have a great season this year of football, and who knows about that Red Rising Nation thing with the basketball. Who knows? It's another one. It's nice. All right. Go Pat.
Too much.
Wow.
You could see her processing in real time. Is this person bullshitting me right now?
I could see.
Or do they legitimately want?
Yeah.
And they think he probably processed it and said, yeah, they just want an autograph for their kid. Yeah. I'll do it.
Hey, Carnegie Mellon grad. He's a smart guy. He could process that. All right.
Absolutely.
I was always told.
Absolutely.
All right. I think we got time for one more. This is from a 252.
Hey guys, Cal here. I mean, you are just a gift that keeps on giving. So not only do I come to you for my sports content, my rowback addiction, thank you for that, ice cream, I've got my Happy in Hells, but now you're telling me I can get legal advice from you guys? So it'd be really helpful if we could get a quick recording of you explaining how road sodas work, so that way I can keep it saved. And if and when I get questions about that from local law enforcement, I can say, no, it's fine. The OG's got me. Road sodas are legal. Thanks in advance. Have a good one, guys.
I don't know if you want Kelly to come up or Josh to come up.
No.
I don't know which lawyer you want.
No.
To come and set you straight.
I don't even think you. I don't even think you need a law. You don't need a JD to explain that road sodas are against the law. It's that simple. Don't think we need that. We don't need Joshua Kelly to explain that one.
You should probably also qualify. That's not a good idea to go to a store and randomly drink in your car before you drive off.
I mean, you want story time? Your quick story before we go?
One of our best ad breaks.
Yeah,
I forgot already who was it for.
It was for the butcher's market. It was for the butcher's market. Basically,
they already want us to forget that one.
Forget that one.
But actually, technically, you said road soda.
Yes.
So now we know what that actually means. Mm-hmm. Wink. But you didn't say to drink any alcohol. You said to have a road soda.
That's all I said. That's all I said.
Diet Coke.
I mean, look, my dad, we hit the Buc-ee's there at
Florence?
In Florence, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And my dad decides, this is one of the worst. This is the last time I agreed to a road trip with my dad.
With your dad, okay.
In the vehicle.
Your dad's out of the country, or he's just out of town right
no,
now?
he's it's his birthday is next week, and they're down at Volano Beach.
Okay, because he had messaged me and he said, "Why do you release the OG Light when I'm out of town?" And I was like,
I mean,
you might know somebody who can get you some to hang on to for future.
So anyway,
use. I mean, I could do it.
We hit this Buc-ee's, and typically, if you're going to get food at the Buc-ee's, you're going to eat. You're going to eat in the parking lot. Or
Burrito. Yes, that was the one thing I thought was super weird, but I guess they don't want to clean up after people.
No.
They know people are.
They gotta keep people moving in that building.
And they have to keep them moving.
You can't be hanging around.
Yeah, I think I finally figured that out.
So I ended up getting the smoked turkey sandwich, which was actually.
Did you?
Smoked turkey sandwich was actually pretty good.
The burrito
had the nacho cheese in it. I could not do that, dude. That set me back.
The brisket burrito.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where I'm stopping every 30 minutes.
Okay,
now
fair. It's a road trip.
My dad decides to get
a road burrito.
No.
Oh.
Not only does he get the brisket sandwich, he also decides to get, I believe it was a Heineken.
I feel like I'm cramping, so please do not
I know.
make me laugh too much.
No, this is not more.
Okay.
It's just he decides he sits there in the car and he cracks open the Heineken like it's no big deal while he's in the drive. I look at him like, are you really just gonna crack open a Heineken before we get back on the road? He goes, what? I got water too. Oh, 1 for 1.
Coffee.
How'd I know? Right? If you have a cup of coffee, make sure you have water to go with it too. Keep everything balanced. Again, that was the last time. Now I drove.
There we go. That's okay.
I drove after that, but I was like kind of in awe that my dad just decided at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday. Hey, who doesn't want a Heineken on the road? Okay. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for OG Live. Thanks to everybody who showed up for the free wings and the free ice cream from our friends at Two Roosters. Speaking of Two Roosters, what? I didn't do that for claps, but thank you. I'll take the cheap pop. Thank you for that. Jared texted.
Oh yeah, we had an actual read.
We actually,
we're not advising illegal actions. We actually have legal things and the right things to promote. What?
Yes, I know. We are somewhat professional. Somewhat professional.
He even texted us, and I thought to myself, "There's zero chance we remember."
No, I remembered. It was the thing. It was the last thing I knew I was going to do today while we were live.
He knew that's how we were going to sign off today.
So
you knew.
I knew. So as I was going to thank Two Roosters because they've got our ice cream. It's in July. Go get it. Mike and Shane's bourbon something crunch as well.
Yeah, there's something like that.
We can combine the two. I might do that now here.
Yeah, that's Jared did actually recommend that.
So we're hanging out. We're just hanging out here at Shady's the rest of the afternoon. We're in no hurry to go.
OG Light. They have cans here too. I think
they have cans here as well. So we're hanging out. We got access to some exclusive stuff that's not on the OG summer pop-up shop. It's only exclusive to here access to. But
Michael,
our friends, Michael, buddy, you're doing too much, but we love it. So Two Roosters, they got an anniversary coming up.
They do. They've been celebrating.
They got their birthday.
Yeah.
And it's also National Ice Cream Day on Sunday.
As everyone knows.
Everybody knows this. So what they are doing with their week-long birthday celebration is it's all building up to Ice Cream Day on Sunday at all of their locations with various activations. So the Durham location, they're going with a 1920s theme, and they're going to have a jazz.
Speakeasy?
I mean, yeah, you got to know the secret password.
Okay.
Joe and Joe's salted peanut butter fudge.
Yeah.
That's the secret password. We're going to have a jazz trio. I believe it's with our friends over at Enloe are going to be doing the jazz trio.
Awesome.
That's from 5 to 8 in the Durham location. It's 1920s. Wake Forest location, you can meet Elvis from 6 to 8 because it's 1950s.
Oh, thank you.
On Sunday in Wake Forest.
Thank you very much.
Person Street, free tie-dye station.
Ooh.
Because they're doing the 70s.
70s.
From 5 to 7.
Tie-dye should be the 60s, but
the Lake, tie-dye is universal if you really wanted to think about it. Lake Boone, they're doing the 80s. They're going to have a retro arcade game setup the rest of the week leading up to Sunday.
Lake Boone.
So
okay,
definitely going to Lake Boone.
I'm there.
And of course, Greystone, free friendship bracelet station from 6 to 8. Very, very fun.
I went to Greystone for the first time today. That is their OG.
That's
spot.
the OG.
And I went to the hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jared has a picture of me in the freezer with all of the chocolate chip cookie dough. The bits.
Yeah.
Oh. When it ends, Joe, send me to the hatchery. That's where I would like to spend my last 24 hours.
So big thanks to Two Roosters for help having us be one of their guest flavors this month. The response to the flavor has been fantastic. Again, that's throughout July. And of course, National Ice Cream Day. They're celebrating their birthday Sunday with all that fun stuff. So go check them out. We'll put it on our socials as well. That's going to wrap it up. Big thanks to Shady's. Shout out to everybody who's here. We're going to be hanging out a little while longer. If you want to come on by, get some beer, get some free wings, get some free ice cream, and, of course, have access to some exclusive things. We will see y'all at ACC Kickoff in Charlotte.
Is that Tuesday?
That's Tuesday.
Okay.
We will see you sometime Tuesday. You ready? Do we have a place, Joe? Do I have to hit up Nada? Yeah, I'm hitting up
No,
Nada.
I took care of us.
All right. Let me text Nada. I'm going to find a backup
No,
bed.
I got it.
I'm going to find a backup bed. We'll see y'all next week.